All right, hello MAT162 students. Happy week 2. We are almost done week 1 of our course, and my goal each week is to send out a weekly video announcement just so you all are aware of what needs to be done and at what time. And then if there's any specific questions about an assignment that people are having trouble on, I want to communicate them in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and read through the welcome message that you're currently viewing right now. So it says, hello everyone, I hope you have a great weekend. Please watch this video reviewing the following info for the course in weeks 1 to 2. And again, this is the video link that you're currently watching. It also says, as a reminder, here are the upcoming meeting times, assignments, and due dates for week 2. Like I said, I'm going to try to send out a weekly email with this video that's going to be a weekly video to kind of go over those fine details. All of this is referenced in our course schedule. So again, this is the course schedule that you have here. It's very detailed. So what I'll try to do on a weekly basis is kind of simplify that a little bit so you know exactly what you need to be done and by at what time. Because as you have seen, there's a lot of mini assignments that go into this course. So for week 2, we're going to be meeting on May 21st in person in room East 411 from 5 to 7:50 p.m. We'll be covering in-class activities 3D, 3E, 4C, 4D. We'll also continue looking at Project 1, Checkpoint 1. As a reminder, that project questions number 1 to 5 is due by Tuesday the 28th. So I want to check in with everybody, make sure we're good on that. We'll also go over how to create your survey using Google Forms and how to access the data on a Google Sheet. So we'll do that at the end of class on Tuesday. The co-requisite support class will meet from 8 to 8:50. If you're a student who's not in the support class, who's having a lot of trouble getting started with this course, feel free to stick around. Whether or not you're enrolled in the support class, I always welcome any students who want to stay around, whether it's getting help on a specific question or really just want to get more awareness with the course, you are welcome to stay. And then as a reminder, if you are enrolled in the support class, you are required to attend at that time. For the rest of the week, remember this is a hybrid course, so this is what you're doing on your own. I'm going to go ahead and start kind of telling you what Edpuzzle videos you're required to be completing. So these are 4E, 5A, 6A, and 7A. So my goal each week is to try to cover at least half of the content in person, and then the other half would have to be done asynchronously or on your own as part of this hybrid course. Okay. As a reminder, I do have my student hours on Thursdays from 5 to 7, and that's on Zoom. So feel free to drop in if you have a specific question that you want to talk about, over Zoom. Okay. Week 1 assignments. So these are what's due this upcoming Tuesday at 8 a.m. I did hint at this to my support class students. While all of the assignments have a listed due date of 8 a.m. because they should be done the morning of our class that we have, I actually have like a soft deadline of midnight, and that soft deadline is for you. If you have a question, you can bring it to class. I'm usually there about 20 minutes early. And I give you that soft due date of midnight, just so if there's any issues, you can ask the questions as well, or you forgot to do one assignment. So again, I just want to kind of keep my students aware of why they're seeing an assignment due at midnight versus 8 a.m. Also know that after midnight, that's when the late submissions are enacted. So you'd get a 15% penalty on preview and practice assignments if you submit them after midnight on Tuesday. Okay, so again, 8 a.m. is the deadline that's listed on D2L, but you technically have until midnight if you need it. So these were the assignments that we went over in class that you were required to complete, which was the honors pledge, which just about everybody in person did, the practice assignment for lesson 1, the preview assignments for 1C through 4E, the Edpuzzle videos. These are the videos that you're watching on edpuzzle.com for 2C to 4B, the lesson 1 practice, and then you're starting your project 1, checkpoint number 1. I do want to go over due dates for the following week, and we'll go over these in class as well. You have your preview assignments for 5A through 7C. You have your Edpuzzle videos for 4E through 7A. We have practice assignments for lessons 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4. So there's 3 of those. You're submitting your project 1 checkpoint number 1, which is just number 1 to 5 of the project. As a reminder, I give you feedback on that, and then you're able to use that feedback in your final draft. The projects are graded, checkpoints are graded on effort and completion, so make sure you use full sentences and give in-depth responses to your answers. I'm not necessarily looking for your final answer to be correct on this one. However, on the final draft, it should be correct after receiving my feedback. And then I also have on here to start looking at checkpoint number 2 for the project, as that's going to be due the following week. Okay, so some housekeeping notes. I'll always end this welcome email, or sorry, this weekly email with housekeeping notes, just to let you know what I'm seeing and some things we need to address. And if there's frequently asked questions throughout the week, I'll include them in a document that I'll hyperlink right here. Okay. So I said I had a lot of questions via email this week, so I decided to create a week 1 frequently asked questions document, MAT162, week 1 FAQs, Google Doc. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up for us. Okay, and so I'm just going to kind of roll through here with some questions that I'm getting, just so we can clear up any confusions that everyone's having. So some of the questions I've been getting really relate to what's graded in this class. So as a reminder, you're graded on the following assignments. The preview assignments are accessed directly on D2L, and these are automatically graded for accuracy as you complete them. These should be completed before the in-class activities or Edpuzzle videos that you watch, as they're meant to prepare you with foundational skills for those lessons. The Edpuzzle videos are graded for completion. You are to watch the Edpuzzle videos on edpuzzle.com and respond to the video prompts. There's no need to upload your notebook anywhere. This is like the traditional note-taking that you would have in a traditional course. And then obviously we're going to cover a lot of the in-class activities in class. So there are certain in-class activities that don't require an Edpuzzle video because we're covering them in class. The practice assignments are automatically graded for accuracy as you complete them. These should be completed after. I'm going to go ahead and change that to say after the in-class activities or Edpuzzle videos. Next up, your project checkpoints. Those are graded manually by myself on effort and completion. There is a rubric to kind of understand what the effort and completion means, but the real goal is to use full sentences and provide in-depth responses. And then lastly, your projects are graded manually by myself, again, on accuracy. Make sure to use the feedback from the project checkpoints as you work your way to your final draft of the project, okay? I did get a question, do I need to submit my notebook pages anywhere? The answer is no. These are like your own notes, so just keep them handy for when you need to complete preview or practice or project assignments. Be sure, though, that you are completing the video prompts on edpuzzle.com and you watch the videos in their entirety as that's a completion grade that's assigned for Edpuzzle videos. As a reminder, there is directions on our course page. If you go to content and then scroll down to where it says access Edpuzzle on the left-hand side, there's directions on how to get set up with Edpuzzle if you haven't already. And again, the class code for that is listed here. If you're watching the videos on D2L, you're actually not earning credit for watching the videos as part of your Edpuzzle grade, so make sure you do that. I do know that there are lessons, like for example, Unit 1, if you go to Lesson 3, you will actually see the video lecture listed here as a YouTube link. That's actually not the Edpuzzle assignment. Like the Edpuzzle assignment requires a few prompts during the video. This is just a separate video in case for some reason Edpuzzle goes down. But like you guys should be using edpuzzle.com for your assignments. I got a question, do I need to use a different website for Lumen for preview or practice assignments? The answer to that is no. You don't need to go to a separate website to access Lumen. It's already built into our D2L course as an extension software. So for example, if you wanted to access the lesson 2A preview, you would just go to our D2L page, click content. On the left-hand side, click Unit 1, scroll to 2A, and then go to the 2A preview to begin it. So to show you that, I hit content, I scroll down to Unit 1, Lesson 2, we would go to the 2A preview. All right, and you would just start it here, and the questions will appear in D2L itself, okay? I don't see a preview or practice for some of the Lesson 1 activities. That's completely fine. Not all of the lessons have a preview or practice assignment. I'm very clear in our course schedule as well as on D2L which ones do and don't. The first preview assignment begins with 1C, where you'll find a 1C preview. The practice assignments will occur at the end of each lesson, which is like a set of in-class activities. So for example, the Lesson 3 practice would be completed after in-class activities 3A to 3E. And to show you that, if I go to Unit 1 and I go down to Lesson 3, I won't see a practice assignment until after 3E, right? Because that's the last one within that set of lessons. Okay. Where do I find directions to project one? If you go to D2L, you want to click on content, course projects, and then hit on project one descriptive statistics. As a reminder, the checkpoint one only requires number 1 to 5 to be completed. The next checkpoint will require you to collect and analyze the 30 responses from your survey. So again, to do that, I go to course projects. All right, hit the overview for project one, descriptive statistics. You'll see a template to download. This is where you're going to type in your responses and submit them. All right, so you'll see those here. For checkpoint one, you're doing number 1 through 5. And then you do not need to submit the link for your Google Sheet and Google Form yet. We'll be doing that in the next checkpoint. Okay. Additionally, sorry, I lost my place here. Additionally, when you need to submit the checkpoint, you can submit that either on the next tab, which is where it has project one, checkpoint one, and you can submit. Or if you go to activities, assignments, that's the other spot in which you can submit your project one, checkpoint one. So either places will work for me for that. Okay. Cool. All right. So next up in my FAQ document, there are a ton of assignments in this class. What gives? You're right. There are many, many assignments built in the course, and the goal is to really give you a lot of feedback and assessment as you're moving through the units so that you're aware of what you're learning and whether or not you're on the right track. This course is traditionally offered as a 15-week course that meets for about 4 hours per week. So we're really kind of crunching it into a 10-week course where we're going to be doing more than that, an extra third, really, you think about it, per week. And we're going to be doing more than a typical 15-week semester. So if you feel a little overwhelmed to begin, it's okay. There are a lot of mini assignments, but the goal would be for you not, to, obviously spend more time in this crunched 10-week course. Additionally, this is a hybrid course, so there's a good proportion of assignments that are completed that you have to do kind of on your own as Edpuzzle activities that we would have done as a second class in person. So again, there's some more reason for that. And lastly, I always want to mention this. If you feel like this course doesn't really fit your schedule with the amount that it requires and whatnot, I completely understand. There's only so many hours in a day, but I would definitely speak with your advisor at Deltec before deciding to drop or whatnot. If you are only taking 2 courses in the 10-week semester, traditionally you should be able to handle that. Obviously, you have to think about what type of classes you're taking and whatnot. So again, definitely just consider that as you move through. Lastly, I had some questions on Wi-Fi instructions for in-person classes. Make sure you're using the DTCC users network on your computer when you come to class. I do recommend bringing your own computer. You're welcome to use the computers in the lab if you don't have one to complete the assignments. The username and password are the same as you would use to log into my DTCC. So your username is the first part of your DTCC email. Okay. All right, last up on the agenda, if you have any questions about preview or practice assignments, I know on the D2L Lumen software, it has an option to ask instructor a question. I don't see notifications for that, and I'd prefer that you email them to me because I can get a little bit more in depth with my responses and responding with a picture or video to go through a specific preview or practice question. So again, definitely email me. Do not send me a message on D2L or within the actual Lumen assignment that's linked on D2L. Just send me an email with any questions you have. Okay, all right, so that's it for me for this week. Please reach out with any questions or come to class with any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Good luck with your week 1 assignments, and let me know if I can help in any way. Thanks. Bye.